One of the things that is wasting a lot of your time when you're trying to produce music, dragging and dropping presets from plugins onto your channel strips and wasting all of your time trying to tweak on those on the fly. Rather than do that, save yourself time by creating effect racks in Ableton Live. Audio effect racks are a quick and easy way to recall all of the plugins and their associated settings that you like to use on your tracks, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to use most of the same settings, so why not save yourself some time here? So rather than dragging and dropping your compressors and your reverbs and anything else onto your channel strip and then spending a bunch of time tweaking all of those settings and then having to do that over and over and over again on each of your new tracks, create an audio effect rack with all of those plugins and their associated settings already saved. I'm going to start by dragging and dropping an audio effect rack directly onto this audio track that I have in Ableton Live. This is an empty audio effect rack. You can think of an audio effect rack as essentially just a collection of audio effects to which you go to use and process your audio pretty frequently. So now that I have an audio effect rack, I'm going to start by instantiating the audio effects and plugins that I like to use the most on my channel strips. I'll start by dragging and dropping a compressor, and then I might make use of some reverb and a little bit of EQ using the EQ8. You can see here I accidentally dragged and dropped that outside my effect rack. That's very easy to fix. Just drag and drop it to the left and into the effect rack. And then I could make use of any other effects that I might want to make use here. Dial all of these in using whichever settings it is that I prefer to use, or you can click on the hot swap button in Ableton Live and quickly load up a new preset for each of these plugins. And then after you've done this for each of your plugins, dial them in. You don't need these to be absolutely perfect for the use case scenario, for every use case scenario. You can build those over time. Right now, we just want to get something that we know, generally speaking, as an overall audio plugin effect chain is going to work pretty well for most of the audio with which we're working. So once I've dialed all of these in, I can now save an audio effect rack. If I look to the very bottom left-hand corner of my audio effect rack where it says audio effect rack right here on the left-hand side, if I click on this little icon that looks like the old school floppy disk, I can now save my audio effect rack preset, and I'll just call this audio effect rack Brian and hit enter. Now, the great thing about this is that these settings, all these plugins and their settings are completely saved for recall anytime I want. So let's say I added 2 more tracks to my Ableton Live session. Now I can just drag and drop this audio effect rack preset directly onto my channel strips, and boom, all of my plugins and their associated settings are already loaded up on these tracks. I didn't waste time clicking and dragging and dropping each of these plugins onto each of these tracks, which is something that many of us do, and that's okay. It's something that is certainly fine when you are taking your time, but if you really want to get work done quickly, you want to use as many shortcuts as you possibly can, and this is one of those shortcuts that's going to save you a lot of time. Now, you can do this in essentially any digital audio workstation. It's a little different in each one of them. In Ableton Live, it's a little bit unique because these are called audio effect racks. In some DAWs, it's called a plugin effect chain preset, and it does change a little bit, but the idea is the same. Save yourself time by not having to instantiate the same plugins and their same settings over and over again. Now you've just shaved a huge amount of time off of what it is that you would usually do and waste time doing. So this is just one thing that you can learn in the 1-week song club, so you can learn from me, Brian Bottkiller, about how it is that I've produced over 300 songs in the past 10 years and how it is that you can do that too. I would love to work with you and show you how you can do that. You can visit me at 1weeksongclub.com. You can send me a message anywhere you can find me on social media, or comment wherever it is they're seeing this video, and I will be happy to give you more information, talk about your goals as a musician and how I can help you to reach them as quickly as possible. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with others. Follow me for more great tips, and I'll see you next time. Take care.